Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Metal Magdalene with Jet right here on Metal Messiah Radio. Tonight we have a special guest with us to talk about their new release. We have Paul Ryan of Origin. Welcome to the show, Paul.
Thanks for having me.
So Paul, tell us about the origin of Origin, how it came to be, and how it keeps going on after all these years.
Okay, well, the latest release on Agonia is the Origin. Origin is a prequel to what we are currently today. Basically, in 1997, Origin formed as a band, and we recorded a 4-song EP called Coming Into Existence, and I printed about 1,000 tapes and about 2,000 CDs. It's been out of print for almost 2 decades now, and basically, in 2014, we started working with Agonia Records when we recorded Omnipresent, and we also put out another album with them called Unparalleled Universe on Agonia. And they started asking me about Coming Into Existence and what was going on with it, and they wanted to press it. They asked if there was anything else sitting around. Well, it just started out just asking me questions about releasing the EP. I was like, well, I'd be interested if it was done right, and I had some other interests in concerns like, it's only about 15 minutes long or so, and I don't know if people would be interested in doing something like that. And then basically it came down to the idea. They asked if there's anything else. I said there's some garage recordings that are lo-fi audio, but otherwise I recorded some stuff. The free Origin stuff out of fun. I played in some bands in the early 90s called Necrotomy, and then later a different band called The Abomination. And I just had this material sitting around. It doesn't really fit with what modern day Origin is. But like I said, the prequel to what the origins of Origin, and just gives a little bit more history to the band. And, they kept pushing about it because I recorded some of the stuff, and I was just sitting around, and I had to go back and find little napkins and lyric sheets that had changed color over 20 years, 25 years of just singing my parents' attic somewhere. So I just kind of pieced it together, and then it really became really serious after the Unparalleled Universe album. They were really pressing on it, and so I just completed it, and to kind of make it almost full length, just under 30 minutes, but I feel with brutal or technical type death metal, that's about all one's mind starts to wonder if it starts getting 35, 40 minutes anymore. So they pressed it and put it out and kept us the reason to tour and have fun and go play music live for the masses.
And so, this has been released now, for a couple of weeks now, so what have been some of your diehard fans that, haven't had a chance to get a hold of that EP? What have been some of their reactions?
So, basically the fan reaction has been pretty good. It kind of gives an idea of where, the sound of Origin is a little bit different, a little bit more raw, a little stripped down, but, for the people that already have it coming into existence, it gives them a reason to possibly grab the other aspect of it. And, it was never pressed on vinyl, so that's pretty cool. And, the general overall feeling, of course, there's always people. I'm here to put out albums to give people something to complain about. So, that's the world I live in. So I'll just keep putting out albums so, people that don't have nothing else to complain about can have something new to complain about. So stay tuned, more coming soon.
So, like you said, this came out on vinyl. What formats is it released on, Paul?
Digipack and CD, and they have just a black vinyl, and then they have a special limited edition green vinyl. So, and Agonia does really nice looking packaging and stuff. It looks really professional. Looks way better than the original that me and friend put together, 20-some years ago. So I'm happy with it. It's just something that kind of is like the opening chapter to my extreme music. And, like I said, it's just something for us to go out and play and, be musicians and find a way to make some extra bucks in doing it. So that's our job.
So,
City to city, state to state, country to country sales guys.
So, Paul, when you were like putting this album together, what were your thoughts on how the band has progressed over the years since you did that the original time?
Oh, well, the songs now are a lot more, I would say back then it was just an action movie and super short. And now there's so much more dynamics and better musicianship. That's, those are, there's elements I still use from those days of like the intensity and stuff like that. But, Oregon's came a long way. And I feel like I've always tried to create a different album nonetheless throughout all the eras of Origin. So, I would say the abiogenesis part is the closest thing to like the early grindcore death metal movement of late 80s, early 90s, whereas the self-title, back in the mid to late 90s, it was all, music was very bottom heavy and low end, and so the self-title was based around very staccato rhythms and no lead playing, and, like if you played solos back then, you're looked down upon, because the whole new metal, grunge metal movement, and then, like, if you look at, like, Echoes of Decimation, that's, like, total shred fest, arpeggio madness. So, I went through different eras, and, and I would say currently Origin uses a lot of those aspects of pretty much all those aspects of death metal, grindcore, black metal even, some technical stuff, so I just try to keep it a different roller coaster ride kind of, and then add in different plot twists to every album just to keep the album different from another and keep the listener guessing, so it's not just the same really.
Okay, so I just wanted to mention to people that you guys are currently out on tour now. Are you just starting the tour now, Paul?
Yeah, we're 6 days in with Deicide, Jungle Rock, and The Absence. So far, it's been fantastic. Death metal every night, great crowds, great turnouts. Deicide are, death metal heroes, legends in my mind, and definitely Origin. The Origin sound was definitely based off the early Deicide stuff and the dual vocal, which we elaborated into like a triple vocal approach. But just honored to share the stage with Deicide, and the turnouts have been wicked. Crazy crowds, crazy mosh pit. Super excited about it.
And so, how long is this tour running for?
I want to say it's just under. We do some added dates when Deicide has day off or two. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to say it's 25 to 27 shows, somewhere in there for Origin. Maybe 23 for Deicide.
And then, after this tour wraps up, what do you guys got going on for the rest of the year?
We have Armstrong Metal Fest in British Columbia. Mm-hmm. It's kind of out in the middle of the boonies of DC. It's I hear there was a sledgehammer contest on a car. I don't know what the details on that, but Armstrong Metal Fest, and that's in July, a weekend in July, and then there's some other stuff upcoming, but it's too soon to really say. Mm-hmm. But some stuff that we need to cross off our bucket list that we haven't done before.
Oh, cool.
So we're available. Half Death and
So what's the best sites for people to go to see what you guys are doing, up to where you're playing, where they could get in contact with you to play their festival and stuff?
Okay, so, I mean, we have a website, originofficial.com, but probably the quickest response is at our Facebook hashtag, or /origin, Facebook/origin, and then on the IG, that Origin Band. You can follow us, like us, dislike us, comments, send rude messages, whatever you need to do. We're our singer Jason Kaiser takes care of that stuff, and he's pretty punctual about getting back to people. So we post we got postitis, we post quite a bit, so it's pretty up to date. We already have posts about our 2 blown tires, so.
Well, that kind of sucks, but oh well. Like I said, it could be 12 inches of snow out there and ice and everything else while you're trying to do them. It's not unusual for where you are right now. Could be worse.
Yeah. I'll take it. We're moving again, so.
That's a good thing. And it's your day off today, too, right?
Yeah, so we got lucky, I guess. I mean, but you win some, you lose some, but we're still winning, so we're still moving towards Seattle, so we're all good.
That's all that matters. So there you guys go. Origin has a new release out. Abiogenesis are coming into existence. They're currently out on tour. You can check them out on their Facebook page and their websites to find out what's going on with them and where they're touring. And Paul, thank you so much for taking the time to do this interview with us in the middle of the mountains.
Oh, that's awesome. Thanks for having me. Greatly appreciate it. Hope to see you on the road.
All right.